Jai children, welcome back to today's video class. Today we are going to study a new chapter, chapter 5, Morphology of Flowering Plants. In this chapter, majority portions are deleted in this year, and the portion today we are going to start is flower. How sexual reproduction occurs in plants? Yes, it is through flowers. Flowers are the reproductive structures in plants. Flowers consist of male sex organ which is called stamen and female sex organ called pistil. Next we can study the typical structure of a flower. A flower consists of two components. They are essential part and non-essential part. What are essential part and non-essential part? Essential part consists of androecium and gynoecium because they are directly involved in sexual reproduction. So these parts are called essential parts. Then what are non-essential parts? Non-essential parts do not have a direct role in sexual reproduction. They are calyx and corolla. These two comes under non-essential part. As these parts are not directly involved in reproduction, they are called non-essential part. In essential part consist of androecium and gynoecium. Androecium consists of stamen. Each stamen has two parts. They are anther and filament. Anther is a bilobe structure that can be seen at the tip of the filament. Anther consists of minute pollen grains which are otherwise called male gametophyte. Because inside the pollen grain we can see the male gametes, and these pollen grains are transferred from the anther during pollination. The female reproductive part is gynoecium, which consists of pistil or carpel. Each pistil or carpel has three parts. They are: the topmost portion is called stigma, a long filament portion is called style, and a flask-shaped structure called ovary. Stigma is the landing portion where the pollen grains are deposited after pollination. When the pollen becomes matured, it will comes from the anther and will deposit it into the stigma. And style is a long tube which connects stigma with the ovary. Ovary is a flask-shaped structure. Inside the ovary we can see ovules. After fertilization, ovary becomes fruits and ovule becomes seeds. And inside the ovule we can see the egg that becomes embryo. Flowers are the reproductive part of a plant. The flower has a long stalk which is called a pedicel. At the tip of the pedicel there we can see leaf-like structures which are called bract. At the tip of the pedicel there is a flat swollen portion called thalamus on which all the floral parts or all the floral whorls are arranged. That is calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. All these floral whorls are arising from this flat portion called thalamus. Essential whorls and non-essential whorls are arising from this thalamus portion. Non-essential whorls include calyx and corolla. First, calyx. Calyx is the outermost whorl of a flower. Its individual members are called sepals. Calyx are green in color. The primary function of the calyx is to protect the flower when it is in bud condition. There are two types of calyx. gamosepalous and polysepalous. If the sepals are united, that condition is called gamosepalous calyx. Here you can see the picture that showing the calyx are united. These calyx are called gamosepalous. Example, Datura. Then what do you mean by polysepalous calyx? Here you can see the calyx are free. They are not united. That type of calyx are called polysepalous. Example, rose. Then comes corolla. Corolla, each members of corolla are called petals, which are different in color in order to attract the insects for pollination. Corolla is also of two types. They are polypetalous and gamopetalous. What do you mean by polypetalous or gamopetalous corolla? In polypetalous, the word is indicating the petals are free. It's not united. Here you can see the example of polypetalous corolla. While in gamopetalous, the petals are united. So that condition is called gamopetalous. Here you can see the example. Ipomea is an example for gamopetalous corolla. In some plants, the sepals and petals are look like, that are called perianth. Individual members of perianth are called tepals. You can see tepals in coconut flower. Next comes the sexuality of flower. The flowers can be categorized into unisexual and bisexual. When we are observing China rose, there we can see male part androecium and female part gynoecium on same flower. That flowers which consist of both male and female part are called bisexual flowers. Some examples for bisexual plants or flowers are lily, rose and passion flower. Then comes unisexual flowers. These are the flowers which consist of either male part stamen or female part pistil. So if the flower is bearing only pistil, that is called pistillate, or if it is bearing only the male part, that is stamen, it is called staminate. Examples for unisexual flowers are papaya, watermelon, cucumber and bitter gourd.